Parkland Inc. has identified the following two mutually exclusive projects, meaning they won't affect each other. What is the internal rate of return for each of these projects? Using the IRR decision rule, which project should the company accept? Is the decision necessarily correct? And with the required rate of return of 11%, what is the NPV for each of these projects? Based on NPV, which one should they accept? So I'm just going to do these first, both the NPV and the IRR, and then the same for this, and then we'll move on to C. So do it in my calculator. Cash flow, second clear work, reset it, 29,000, enter, 14,400, enter. Only one frequency, so we'll just keep moving through. One frequency. And IRR, can compute it. We get 18.55%. So cash flow, this is for cash flow A, the IRR is equal to 18.56%. And now, with the required rate of return for 11%,
It's 5,008.56.
if I enter that in my calculator, enter, I can compute my NPV. So for cash flow A, the net present value is $4,042.42. Now I can do the same for cash flow B. So cash flow, second clear, 29,000, negative, enter, 4,300, 9,800, one frequency, 15,200, 16,800, IRR, compute, we get 17.42. And if we enter an 11 into our NPV, scroll down and press compute, we get 5,000. $8.56. So if it asks which one, if we were using IRR, we would take cash flow A. But if we were using NPV, we would take cash flow B, which is interesting. So it really depends on how you want to make a decision. Let's have a look at C. Over what range of discount rates would the company choose? What would the company choose project A, project B? At what discount rate would the company be indifferent between these two projects? Explain. So what we need to do is we need to determine, so the question being, when would the company be indifferent? Because we can see, based on the rates, that currently we'd like cash flow A. So to do that, we need to create what's called a crossover rate. So our crossover is going to be A minus B. So the first one, 14,400 minus 43. 12,300 minus 9,800. 9,200 minus 15,200. 5,100 minus 16,800. And I will cash flow, second clear. I'm going to skip the outflow and enter this in to our cash flow. And if we go to our IRR and compute, we get a crossover rate of 14.83%. And what that means is that if our required rate of return was 14.83%, we wouldn't care whether we invested in cash flow A or cash flow B. It would make no difference to us because we're getting the same rate at this anyways. So because of the different values, as you can see, this is front loaded, this is back loaded, but at 14.83%, this one will pay a little more money over time, but this one will pay more money up front. So what will happen is that at 14.83%, they'll both be at 0 NPV. So then we'll become indifferent. We won't care if this was our rate, required rate.